In one of the villages near the forest, Sireen lived with her family, who owned a beautiful field that they depend on as a source of livelihood. They used to plant it and take care of it together, and their life was full of happiness and tranquility. But this happiness did not last long. The crops began to wither, and the field was drying up, no longer yielding enough crops to meet the family's needs. Sireen became worried and decided to ask her teacher at the village school about the reason for the drought that had struck the field. The teacher's response was that the village was facing desertification. Sireen asked him anxiously.
What do you mean by desertification, teacher?
The teacher answered.
My dear, desertification is the deterioration of agricultural land and its transformation into dry, unproductive land that is not suitable for agriculture.
Sireen replied.
And what are the causes of this desertification, teacher?
The teacher replied.
Desertification has many causes. It occurs as a result of natural factors such as drought, as well as human activities such as overgrazing and unsustainable agriculture. The most important of these causes is the loss of vegetation cover, as is happening in our village now.
Sireen said.
Explain more, teacher.
The teacher continued.
The vegetation cover is the trees and natural plants that contribute to maintaining the ecological balance and the soil. Unfortunately, our village has begun to lose this vegetation cover due to the indiscriminate cutting of trees by gangs of woodcutters in the neighboring forest. If this situation continues, the green fields will turn into barren land.
Sireen returned home and told her brother Jack what the teacher had said. Jack responded enthusiastically. We have to do something. The forest is suffering, and if we don't move now, it will disappear forever. Sireen answered him sadly.
Yes, we must do something about it because we are losing our beautiful field and we may have to leave our house because of the drought.
But Jack seemed hesitant and said, Yes, we will not keep quiet. But what can we do? We are 2 children, and we will not be able to face the gangs of woodcutters and their scary equipment. Sireen thought for a moment and then said firmly,
We will not face them alone. Come and follow me.
Sireen went out to the village square and started calling until the people of the village gathered around her. Then she and her brother started talking to them about the importance of the forest and the danger of what was happening to it, and about the animals that had lost their shelter, and about the natural beauty that was starting to fade. Then the teacher joined them and talked about the importance of trees and vegetation in preserving the environment. He explained to them the impact of indiscriminate cutting of trees and how it weakens the soil and causes soil erosion, disrupts the water cycle, and increases carbon dioxide, which increases the phenomenon of global warming. It leads to the drying up and desertification of the soil. The next day, the whole village went out with their pickaxes and headed to the forest, where they confronted the woodcutters and drove them out. And then they began to plant trees again. Little by little, the forest began to recover, and life returned to the fields. My friends, forests and trees are a natural wealth and a gift from Allah Almighty. We must preserve them to preserve ourselves. They give us clean air and help to moderate the climate. Let us preserve them for our sake and for the sake of future generations.